G'day all, JP, top deck commander here with a budget deck upgrade for Disa the Restless. All I'm going to do is put up a bunch of cards that will work well, including a combo where you ping everyone. Now I'm not going to tell you what to take out, it's your deck, you craft it your way, but hopefully I can give you some ideas of ways to go. So, all prices were from Card Kingdom. They're not a sponsor, wish they were, and all prices accurate as of 12th and 13th of June 2024. So the first thing I see here is that Disa wants Lurgoyfs put into the graveyard, obviously not from the battlefield, and also wants to deal damage to make Lurgoyf tokens. So it's kind of tribal. But there's a lot of milling going on, and there are only 6 Lurgoyfs and 1 Changeling. So that's a total of 7 Goyfs. I'm going to call them Goyfs. It's easier. Which isn't much to build a deck around. Now they've got a Maskwood Nexus in the deck to make all creatures Goyfs. So firstly, gonna lean on that. Reckless handling for 35 cents can tutor out your Maskwood Nexus. That's a good start. You could also splurge $2.29 for a conspiracy, which does the similar effect, and you could tutor out any of those cards with a 59-cent final parting. This is a great card, look at it. Any card into your hand, 1 into the graveyard, works perfectly. That now gives you 4 cards to get every creature as a Lurgoth online. Once that's online, how about a Mimic Vat? It's only 59 cents, and here's how it works. Your first Goyf blocks and dies, or goes to combat and dies, whatever, goes into the Mimic Vat exile. Next turn, Goyf number 2, these can't be tokens by the way, must be real cards, blocks, dies, goes to the Mimic Vat, which puts Goyf number 1 back into the graveyard, but crucially, it's not from the battlefield. So Disa will put it back onto the battlefield. Now, with those 2 cards, you can constantly lose a card every turn and you'll get 1 back. So that's just great for your defense. With that in mind, you could put a 39-cent Farhaven Elf for a $1.29 on a Solemn Simulacrum, put them into your deck, and provided they're Goyfs, you'll gain ramp and draw. And that's fabulous. As you're defending, as you're attacking, you're just gaining this ramp and draw just constantly with those. However, instead of waiting for them to die, spend 79 cents on a Viscera Seer. Use that to sack them over and over again. That'll get every basic land out of your deck. You'll be scrying like a mad thing and drawing every time the Simulacrum dies until you find the card you're looking for, which is the Pyrogoyf. It comes with the deck, and now you ping everyone until they are dead. It's that simple. Goyf after Goyf comes in and out, you're sacking them. It's a beautiful thing. Now, if you're not into combos, that's cool. How about Jaxus the Troublemaker? And for 99 cents, you can get into a load of trouble. Once again, if Pyrogoyf is out, make Jaxus a copy of that. There you go. Then the copy pings people, so does the actual Pyrogoyf. You're getting a double ping at people. You could copy the Farhaven Elves, the Sad Robot, Secura Tribe Elder, Eternal Witness. All of them will get ETB effects. And if your Maskwood Nexus is online, and you've got Pyrogoyf out, you're just doing tons of damage. Every time, every turn, you're creating one of these, you're doing damage. And the great thing here is Jaxus discards a card. So if you get a Goyf into your hand just from normal draw throughout the game, you can chuck it in the bin. It'll end up back on the battlefield straight away. Thank you very much. Now, there was a lot of randomness about the milling. And like I said, with only 7 cards in there that you're actually looking for, it seemed a bit weird. It didn't seem very cohesive. So, for $2.99, this is the most expensive card out of the whole lot. You could cast a Buried Alive and put 3 Goyfs straight into the bin. Disa will pick them up and put them onto the battlefield. And just imagine having Pyrogoyf out there with Jaxus making a copy when that happens. 3 creatures fire off damage equal to their power at any target twice. Oh, that's game over, man. It's game over, man. You could also put a Pandemonium in that deck. And likewise, it just does the same effect. There's something else too. A Warstorm Surge, I think, would do something similar. Don't know the price. Now, next card. Jared's Orders at 99 cents gets a card into the yard. Oh, yeah, I'm busting a rhyme. And a card into your hand. So that's great for getting your Eternal Witness, or better yet, also at 99 cents, your Auric Law Mage. Look at this guy. He taps, you go search your library for a card, and I'll say it again, card, chuck it into your graveyard. So you could do dodgies here with Auric, the Eternal Witness, and Jaxus. Tutor for any card, put it in your graveyard with the Auric. Jaxus pays the 1, creates an Etwit token, brings it back out your graveyard to your hand. Problem solved. All that, by the way, there's a Sir Conrad in this deck. All that will be triggering Sir Conrad every time as well. Now, all this will draw attention. So a Tameo safekeeping at $2.49 is a bargain. Remember, this protects permanents, not just creatures. So if someone is trying to take out your Maskwood Nexus or your Mimic Vat, basically stop your engine, this will save them. It's well worth the money, I think. And how's this? For 99 cents, how about a one-sided mini board wipe with crippling fear? -3, -3. Everybody that's not a Lurgoyf. That's brilliant. Awesome for clearing the boards. Awesome when you can just swing in to finally win the game. Someone's got a bunch of defenders up. You're -3, all of them. All of a sudden, you got a lot more damage going over the top. Remember, there is a Brawn in this deck, which would give you trample. There's an Anger, which could give you haste. Now, hitting your opponents gets you tokens. So let's give your creatures some evasion with the 28-cent Goblin War Drums. Gives them Menace. If they've only got one defender, you're walking straight past and going, hey, how about a 49-cent Key to the City? Now you can use the discard function to put any goifs from your hand into the bin and give a creature you control unblockable. Plus there's a card draw function to it as well. You pay 2 when you untap, you draw a card. I'd also put in a Rogue's Passage, 69 cents, who cares? And yeah, I know, it's 5 mana effectively, 4 plus the passage. But if you're down to 2 life and you got one creature left, mate, making a second creature, getting a 5/5 Lurgoyf to defend you is pretty good. It would be worth it. Now, lastly, and by no means leastly, I think is a word. If you take one thing from this video, take this card out of it. Changeling Outcast. It's a changeling, so therefore it's a goif. It can't block, and it can't be blocked, which means it is a guaranteed 5/5 token for its 1 mana cost. It's going to attack the turn it comes in. You've got an Anger. Hopefully it's in the graveyard by now. Now, for an extra buck, you could put a Rage Reflection in and give the Outcast double strike, thereby making 2 tokens. Because it's whenever it deals damage. There's the first strike damage and the normal damage. It's never called second strike, but you know, the normal damage. So then you're damaging an opponent twice. You're making 2 tokens. You're getting 2 by 5/5s for your 1 mana. Now, obviously, you're still going to have some kind of mill going on. So I have put some more changelings in the deck. Not a lot more. I think the count now goes up to about 13, I think. Other changelings you could use are Chameleon Colossus. And I do have a question. If you make a token with Jaxus and then spend the 4 to buff one of the chameleons, does that buff both? Because they're both called Chameleon Colossus. And could I spend 8 and do a double buff across everybody? And I'm not sure about that interaction. Are tokens actually named after the creature they're copying? If they are, this has got potential. If they're not, it's still a great card. We've got some evasion in there. If they don't block it or if they can't block it, you pay the 4, you're going to make it now an 8. And if you've got the double strike going, that's now 16 damage you're going to ping someone for. Taurian Mauler, for $1.50, it's a bargain. And once you start putting loads of 1/1 counters on it, this card will draw out some kind of removal. Everyone hates big beaters. They'd rather knock out a creature with a load of +1/+1 counters on it than your commander, which is more dangerous but doesn't have the counters. And if they don't destroy it, well, fly on in and use your double strike and you're probably going to knock someone out. I'm also going to suggest a 35-cent Venomous Changeling. For some death touch, people will think twice about attacking you, especially with a double strike. Hits first, kills you. Bang. Great when you're attacking. No matter what they put in front of you, it's going to die. And an Adaptive Automaton. It's $2, but once again it's a changeling, so a goif. And it buffs the other goifs with a +1/+1. So, all up, it's 21 cards, a tad under 27 bucks. These cards are on Moxfield under JP, that's capital J _ capital P. Check them out. And if you got something out of this video, do me a favor, like and subscribe. In the meantime, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.